that it?
Yep, most likely.
You know, Dara, if we did this shit, we wouldn't hear the end of it.
I know, yeah. If it was
this, oh my goodness.
Yeah. We would have been crucified, but it's fine. Welcome to another episode of Guess What's Coming to Dinner. I'm one of the hosts, Dara Lashley.
I'm Salome Danoon.
I'm Michael Dwayne Payward.
And we are joined today by Kathryn Wylde, actor, writer, producer.
Wow.
Have you directed?
A little bit. That's like long game. There's a lot that goes into directing.
Yeah.
I know, it is.
DP, because you
DP, right, director of photography.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I've AD'd, I've done sound, I've done most roles.
Nice.
Yeah.
All around.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming, especially on your birthday. You're our
I know. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Kat.
We're gonna sing you the happy birthday song, but maybe like the Stevie Wonder version, or we can make our own version. I don't know. We'll
Are you that creative?
I could try. Yeah.
I love it. We've got cupcakes for later.
Yeah.
Yes. And candles so we can sing happy birthday.
You're our first guest to come on their birthday.
That's exciting.
Yep.
And that's
Yeah.
very appreciated.
It is. I know. Thank you for being here on your birthday. You're not feeling well.
Aw.
You're a rock star. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks for having me on my birthday, not feeling well.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Wait, I feel like I had a question for you, Kat. Oh! So let's say you're being interviewed, video, right? And they gotta put your titles in the bottom. What are the ones that you want to choose? Yeah.
The ones I feel like I can own at this point are actor, writer.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sort of like long game. I'm hoping like actor, writer, director.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
We'll see what plays out.
Okay.
But
Okay, cool.
You should just do direct.
Producing, though, you've done too, haven't
You're really
you?
good at it.
I have.
But
I
you don't-
have mixed bag on that. Like I can be good at it. I definitely need a team. There's things I struggle with.
Okay.
So, but yes, I have producer energy.
Yeah. Because you make sure, like on set, you're pretty good with keeping things moving along. You're a good producer. I mean, you make
That's
sure
very
things
important.
happen. It is.
So important.
It
because,
is.
I don't know. I hope I don't offend anyone, but
Or is that an AD thing? I don't know.
Yeah, that's first.
Okay,
usually.
AD. Okay.
okay. So AD, Akil was AD on our last project, and it was so important that he was there because actors.
And directors.
I don't know about directors, but actors will go out in space and you have to reel them back and be like, hey, we're on a time clock. We have to start this. Like the scene from the movie that we just shot, it was at a game night and they were at the table playing Uno. That's the scene. These jokers are actually playing Uno. Yes.
I mean, they had to. They're you know.
Actor's job to get lost in the moment. That's
Right.
what the actor is supposed
Exactly.
to do.
Right.
Film. Hi. Action.
No, they were just. It was so good that I had someone
Wonderful.
to actually be like, all right, we have to start this.
That's
we have
enough
to come
Uno.
back."
Now go.
Yeah, it was like interrupting their game. I felt like I was like intruding.
Sorry, we're trying to make a movie here. Can you tell me?
Right. Like, can we get started, please?
Great
That's great.
B-roll.
Exactly. Great, like after the credits kind of thing. You know how people add little.
Too much
Anyway.
editing, which
Okay.
I don't like.
There.
You don't like editing?
No.
Okay.
Thank you for editing my film.
Oh, you're welcome. It was a blast. I enjoyed it.
Oh my God.
Short.
Anyway. So we are going to jump into the well-seasoned artists segment where we highlight an artist. It's been actors. We haven't gone past that right now, but
Yeah, we should get into.
I know writers, director, anyone,
All your like
painters.
all your Uber and Lyft.
I don't know how well seasoned they are. We're talking about established ones who has history and gravity.
I gotta say, like I saw a well-seasoned artist and I was like, there's two ways that I can take that, and one way I'll say thank you. And the other I'll say I know.
Well, today we're highlighting Don Cheadle.
Ain't that your uncle?
I love you, but you walked into that. He's been saying Don Cheadle's your uncle forever.
She said
But
it on
he's
like
not.
episode 4.
No,
Tyler
she did not.
was here. You was like, that's my uncle.
No. He's not my real uncle. Maybe I was saying, like, you know how people call other people auntie? Like
That's my man.
yeah. That's probably what I was saying. Like, oh, that's my uncle because I love Don Cheadle. I love Don Cheadle. Anyway, so let's read a little bit about him, okay? Absolutely engaging and immensely talented, actor Don Cheadle rightfully earned his reputation as one of his generation's most versatile and committed performers. 1000%. After years of thankless guest appearances on TV dramas and sitcoms, Cheadle gained attention with the role of the fastidious hotel manager of the Golden Palace,
That's my show.
a spinoff from the beloved sitcom The Golden Girls. The chameleon-like Cheadle broke out with an acclaimed performance in Carl Franklin's crime thriller Devil in a Blue Dress, which was Denzel Washington too, right? Okay, I don't know. I think so. Anyway, and continued to streak with remarkable work in highly lauded films like Boogie Nights and Out of Sight. He officially made Hollywood's A-list as one of Danny Ocean's crack team of con men in Steven Soderbergh's Ocean's 11. But it was his performance as real-life hotel manager Paul Rusesa.
Yeah, I got you.
As Paul in Hotel Rwanda that earned Cheadle the most effusive critical praise of his career. He played an integral role in the Oscar-winning ensemble drama Crash, literally my favorite movie of all time. Love Crash. Oh my
You haven't seen
God,
it?
it is
It's a good watch.
phenomenal. Oh, it's fantastic. Prior to turning in a tour de force performance in the radio DJ biopic Talk to Me. In addition to the hugely successful sequels to Ocean's 11, the actor was frequently seen in such big budget productions as the superhero blockbuster sequel Iron Man 2 and related films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, including Avengers, Age of Ultron, and Captain America Civil War. He later returned to television as a star of the highly regarded cable comedy House of Lies. Fantastic. Love House of Lies. And made his feature directing debut with the impressionistic biopic Miles Ahead, in which he also starred as mercurial jazz icon Miles Davis. Cheadle's ability to virtually disappear into any role kept him at the very top of Hollywood's list of go-to actors.
Yay, Don Cheadle.
Yes.
I would press
I
buttons, but I don't wanna-
love Don Cheadle so much because that last line right there, his ability to virtually disappear into any role, I agree.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I never feel like I'm watching the
watching
same
Don Cheadle,
purple.
yeah.
Right. Like, he is so good.
What's your favorite movie from him?
From him, Crash.
Yeah, she said that.
Yeah.
Oh, I like Hotel Rwanda.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
That's
Hotel, I
that's
know.
That's my first introduction. Well, yeah, that's my introduction to him. That's the first time I saw him.
He also
Hotel
played-
Rwanda
that?
just,
Was that in 2000?
I-
On my Amazon
Really?
watch list for like 3 years. Need to get to it.
it's hard, man.
It's a hard
It's
watch.
hard.
That's okay.
It's
I
so
like hard
hard.
watches.
I love it. I do. It's just not my favorite because I struggle to get through that freaking movie because I like had to stop it so many times. I couldn't handle it. Like,
Interesting.
I was
I think
like,
he became some type of activist afterwards.
he probably
did that
did
film.
because that movie will make anybody want to become an activist.
No doubt.
It
I
was
think I
rough.
met-
They did an amazing job.
Yeah, I met someone who grew up in that era.
Really?
Wasn't that like
What did?
90s?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
I met-
Mhm.
Yeah, but we
all
weren't in
grow up in
Rwanda.
that era?
No.
Yeah, but
No. She experienced it. is
Oh,
what
in
I'm
that
saying.
location.
She experienced it.
Most of what I know about it is from the show Black Earth Rising, which was an okay show, but it did I think a really powerful job of talking about the Rwanda genocide and the impacts of it. And
oh my god.
and framing, like, I can't give spoilers, but really kind of like making you have to appreciate both sides and not being able to be like one side was right and one side was wrong.
Where do you watch that from?
I
On
think that was on Prime.
what's the name of it?
Black Earth Rising.
Okay.
I feel like
Lead
I've
actor
seen
in
it.
that's phenomenal. The writing's so-so, but The acting's really good.
I've noticed that with some of the shows lately that are more, they might not be so big budget, but they kind of are. The writing is kind of,
Where they cut some corners.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And maybe,
But the actors always do a good job, thankfully, so it kind of,
Yeah.
you can forgive it.
Yeah.
All right, so we had for lunch today honey grow.
Most of us.
Most of us.
Well,
So I'm going to read a brief history of honey grow. I'm going to try not to do it with an attitude.
I'm like, they should be giving you a free meal for this, if not for having.
I mean, we got to start somewhere. Give our service away for free. So, Honey Grove is a play on the phrase honest eating plus growing locally. Their founder, Justin Rosenberg, came up with the idea in 2009 while working full-time and getting his MBA at Temple. He left his day job with the dream of creating a place with colorful, dynamic, customizable options that will fill a gap he discovered by going vegan at the time. He took his business plan to 93 investors before the 94th one gave him a chance. On June 8th, 2012, their 16th Street location opened, and they're currently located. They currently have 40 locations from Boston to DC.
Oh, nice.
that's awesome.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It's awesome when they get your order right and put sauce on your stir fry.
Right.
But we won't get into that today.
I love the customizable because I never get one of the prefab things because they almost always have gluten or are just like, but
Well, this was
Yeah.
my first time having it, and I wanted to try this place since I moved to Philly because just their logo looked interesting enough to like want to see what they're about. But I think it was good.
Yeah, that's great.
I
When
love
you-
I'm
Honey
big on
Grow.
spaghetti noodles.
Good.
You
well,
could have
next time
picked
gotta
any
get the
other noodles. Yeah.
I should have went with my first choice, which was the brown rice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you'd like that better. But
Yeah.
next time.
I
Yeah.
thought pineapples. I'm in the mood for pineapples.
Ugh.
It was okay.
Okay.
All right. So we're getting into let me ask you something.
all right.
All right. And the first question we always ask everyone is what inspired you, Kat, to be an actor?
I have no idea. I've just always wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always been a storyteller. Like, I just go back to, like, I was a 4 or 5 when I discovered that dress up could be a performance art. And I'd get together, like, my cousins and whatever, my brother, and we'd go into the dress up box and we'd pull some stuff out. And we had this loading dock on our property because we grew up in a weird property that was sort of like a stage. And we'd go out there and we'd be like, we're going to be, you know, whatever. We'd be birds or, you know, whatever we came up with. And then we'd be like, okay, now all the adults have to come out and watch us.
Love it.
And, you know, that was just how we were. And at that time, if you had asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I would have said a model because I don't think I really understood. But by the time I was like 10 when my friend and I started writing plays and put them on for our 4th grade class and stuff like that.
Oh.
Like, yeah. But my family always gave me the impression like it wasn't a real thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
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 I always
Yeah.
knew I wanted to do it, but the doors didn't open.
Yeah.
So,
At what age did you start pursuing it?
5 and 10 and all the way through until I got married. And then for 17 years, it was like completely off the table and I was so depressed. I spent those
Yep.
years really kind of dead in a way.
Yep.
Marriage will do that to you.
Not just marriage, just not doing what you actually want to
Yeah,
do will
and
do that
marriage
to
to
you.
the wrong person, just like being in a wrong dynamic and,
Yeah.
and having to be, I wasn't myself. I wasn't free to be myself. A lot of it was the religion more than the marriage.
What was the religion? If you don't mind me asking.
Generic fundamentalist Christian, kind of like evangelical roots. It was like non-denominational, but there was a lot of evangelical Methodist
Okay.
stuff in there.
Wow.
And I'd grown up Catholic, so that was mixed in.
So let's count after the marriage.
Yeah, it was during the marriage that I started. A friend was like, will you come do this community theater audition with me? And I sold my ex on it by saying I was auditioning with my son and we would do it together. And then I got cast and my son didn't. And I went and did it anyway.
Very
I had
good.
to fight for it a little bit, but I
Yeah.
did. So that was like 2013.
Okay.
And then, like, from then, I just
Wait.
started. Sorry, go ahead.
What did it feel like?
Like coming alive again.
Yeah.
Yeah, like having my fire start. And when I did it for a couple of years, and I was like 2015, I was doing a show and I was working with someone who had some professional experience and training. It just happened to be my scene partner, and the feedback I was getting from him like made it clear that I was like doing a good job, and that was incredibly validating. And that, yeah, like literally, it was like feeling my fire start.
Nice.
Very cool.
So
Coming back to life.
Yes.
yeah, yep.
Very good.
Who in the industry is your biggest inspiration?
Okay.
This question.
I hate this question. And so I have like a whole list here. Okay. We're going to count David Bowie as in the industry. Even though he's primarily a musician, he did do some films. They're okay. He's not that great an actor, but he's an amazing performer. But I love David Bowie because he recognized that he was incredibly shy. But that he wanted to do this very public thing. And so he made a conscious choice to make provocative art that would then then people would come to him and challenge him, and then he would have to defend himself.
Wow.
And that put him in a position of like fighting for himself that made his career grow.
Wow.
And I love that attitude about it because I can be so prone to fear and shutting down and how people are going to be reacting. Just kind of going out with this attitude of like, be brave, do something risky. Like he wasn't modeling after much of anything that had come before him, but so many people since have sort of copied. You know, he wasn't necessarily the best musician or the best this or the other thing, but he's beloved because he was just himself in a very open, raw, different way.
Yeah.
And I love that.
That's the goal for me, is to be who I am in here, outside, as much as possible.
Yeah.
I'm curious how that pairs with Don Cheadle disappearing into a role. And there's so many other actors, Gary Oldman, Meryl Streep, people like that.
Oh my
where you're
God,
like,
yeah.
You don't know who this person is from their acting.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
So,
I know.
But at the same time, I've found as an actor, the more naked I am, like my soul, the more I'm revealing myself, the less people see me and the more they see themselves.
Yeah. That's why people
Yeah.
come. That's the magic of the theater. You come to see yourself.
So
Yeah.
maybe it's the same.
Yeah.
Like a mirror.
Maybe.
I don't know. I got my mask all tangled.
So, out of all of the roles you have played, what has been your favorite one that maybe you would even play again if you could? Like, you love it so much.
Yeah. This is a tough question, too, because, again, it's sort of why the other question is difficult, is I don't see many role models for myself in the industry. I don't see many roles historically that do express my voice. As a non-binary, queer, middle-aged actor with a female body, there haven't historically been a lot of roles for women over the age of, say, 35, other than like crying mom, crying wife, crying girlfriend, crying grandma. Like, that's your options. And we are finally at a time when there are, but there aren't a whole lot of people who have done it yet. It's still so new. Remind me what the question I'm specifically answering is.
Your favorite role.
So some of my favorite roles have been ones I didn't get. Auditions where I was like, oh, I want that so bad. And I didn't get it. As far as roles that I've done, I did Bad Seed a few years ago. And that was, I loved that. I loved doing that. I happened to be doing it while I was in the middle of a nervous breakdown. So it was incredibly cathartic. To like the second act where I'm just like absolutely falling apart just came really naturally. And I just got to take all of this energy that I was experiencing in my bathroom all day long and put it into a piece of art where I could reach other people and say, like, this is part of the human experience. And this is something that I have experience with. And if you do too, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And if you don't, please understand that people do.
Right.
I would go back. I would do that role again.
Awesome.
But yeah, I really want to do like, I want to be a kick-ass spaceship captain, space mom, you know, like,
That's so
I want to
cool.
be some like queer non-binary elf queen, I don't know, you know. So.
I'm curious to know now, what's one of the roles that you auditioned for that you really wanted that you didn't get, that you...
Let's talk about the one I'm not in the middle of callbacks for right now. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get. I auditioned for Death recently in a staged reading, and it was specifically like a non-binary death, female-bodied, and finding themselves having feelings for someone in the family that they were the death for. So in this like queer relationship, and like it was like, I mean, the sides were like 5 pages, so I got like a decent chunk of the story from it, but I read that was the first time I went, this is a character I would do for character work in class. Like, this is a character from a script I would pick up.
It reminds me of that movie with Anthony Hopkins and Brad Pitt, Meet Joe Black. Because that's what Brad Pitt, he was deaf. And he like kind of got close to Anthony Hopkins' daughter before he, took Anthony Hopkins away.
And the similar thing, the death is showing up for one of the parents. And
very cool. I love that story. It's so cool.
So how would you say acting has helped your personal life?
That again, like going back to childhood. I think a lot of the reason that I was drawn to acting was because I had experienced quite a bit of trauma as a child, and it had taken away my voice and my identity in a lot of ways. So in my teens, when I really got into acting and started experiencing some success with it, a lot of what I was finding and why I really just fell in love with it was that it gave me a place to find my voice. It gave me other people's words. It gave me characters and identities to try on so that I could feel what fit without having to like come up with the words myself. It really was sort of a dress-up box for me in a way. And at this point, that sort of evolved. Now I have that identity and I'm gaining my voice and using it more as a writer and things like that. But as an actor too, in choosing roles and things like that, it's just such a powerful medium to reach people about deeper truths more than like say politics or nonfiction where you're speaking, directly to a topic. That indirect path can open more doors.
How do you mentally and emotionally prepare for your roles?
It depends on the role. Sometimes you just like immediately connect and it's easy and you're like, I know this and it's accessible. And sometimes you're like, oh, I know this, but that was 10 years ago and you've got to like find your path to it again. For me, when I was looking at this question, the thing that was coming to mind was I recently, one of the things I did in class a couple months ago was doubt. And
you did doubt?
I did doubt.
I heard.
Yeah.
Somebody was doing doubt.
Weren't you there?
No.
Oh, no, you weren't there. That's right. And
which scene is it?
The 3-person scene with Sister Aloysius, Sister James, and Father Flynn, where they get together to talk about like the Christmas pageant, but they're really talking about the boy. And I really didn't want to do the scene at first. I was like, I'm not a mother superior. Like, I went to Catholic school, and I had this image in my head of Sister Marie Therese, my 11th grade English teacher, jowls and angry and bitter and all of that. And the first thing I had to do was, like, get rid of that image and not, like, try to play that because that was all fake and surfacey stuff. And I was really struggling. I was like, I don't get this character. I don't connect to this character. I don't know if I can do this. And then I was reading through some of the other scenes, and there's another scene between Sister Aloysius and Sister James where Sister Aloysius says, my husband died during the war with Hitler. And couple things that I do to prepare for scenes is I just give myself time is a huge thing that artists need. And walking or in the shower are the 2 places where I can usually kind of like get my juices going and let my mind wander, and I find those to be good discovery spaces for me. So I was walking to class and I was thinking about that line because I was like, there's an in for me there. And what I really hit on was, the war against Hitler was a cause. Something meaningful. Her husband died for a cause. She'd experienced this grief. She'd lost her husband, and her mourning process had resulted in her making this life commitment to becoming a nun. And then she's dedicated her life to protecting children in this extra way where she's like super out there looking for child predators. Like a cause. like a war against Hitler. And that was something that I could relate to, having a cause, having purpose, having something that finding life so empty and so and void, and kind of hitting a point where you're like, if I'm going to keep showing up and waking up every morning and doing the work to put food in my body, because my God, the work that we have to do just to keep a roof over our heads and food in our body can be a lot. I need meaning. And that was where I found my connection to her. And once I found that, she just sort of like opened up. And so I look for that with a character. Like what comes to me immediately, you don't need to worry about that part. But when you're struggling for something, finding that tunnel where you can connect the character's life experience to something that you understand is what it's all about. And the more personal that you can make it, I found, like in Spoons, I found at first I would often be looking for pinches in my ex's family. And every single time it would turn out that a pinch rooted in my family was stronger. And that was interesting to see. Like the more personal that you can make it, it really does just like make it come alive. So I look for that.
Well, Kat, in the moments where you are not doing what you feel like is your best, what do you tell yourself?
This was something I hit on pretty early on in my acting journey, because you have to, or at least I had to. I just told myself, I've had the habit for a number of years now of picking a word of the year. And 2013 was when I got back into acting. And 2014 was the first year that I did a word of the year, and my word was adventure. And I just gave myself permission to show up, whoever I was that day, and do whatever I had to give, and just acknowledge, like, today I am who I am, and all I can give is the best that I can give today. Some other day I may be able to give more, I may be able to do better, I may know more, but today I am what I am, and that's all I can do. And just accepting that. And I've had a couple, sometimes too, like as an actor, like we have to take things personally. And so much of this job is rejection. Like we're interviewing multiple times a week, even when we're working. And you have to be. And 80% of what you interview for, you're not going to get, at least. You know, if you're getting 20%, bam, like you're rocking it.
That's awesome.
You know, I figure if I'm doing, 10 self-tapes a week and I'm booking one a month, that I'm doing okay. But that's a lot of rejection. It's a lot of rejection. And so learning to just accept that I am what I am, somebody else might be better for this role, another day I'll be something else, and trusting that if I just keep showing up, I'll book the few things that I need to book to keep calling myself an actor.
Yep.
Or I'll write it and I'll make it myself.
Love that.
So,
Which do you prefer?
which, writing or acting, getting cast? Well, I much prefer auditioning and having somebody cast me. Writing
So
is
much
a lot of
easier.
work.
Yeah.
So, and then there's all the follow-up, like, because then, like, you've written it, now you have to make it. Like, that's a whole year. The actor, yes, there's a lot of work in acting. The emotional work is intense. But, yeah. I like when somebody's like, hey, I wrote a role for you. That's my favorite.
Right?
That should happen more.
Oh,
I haven't had the pleasure of experiencing that yet.
Yeah. I try to do it for other,
One
I
day.
try to do it for other people when I can. Like, I've written 2 things, but yeah, I want to give other people roles so that they
Do you guys know what that feels like? Yeah.
Kat. So I'm so excited to hear that the group that you're creating, you've called it the Creative Salon, right?
Yeah.
I'm so excited for that because of like knowing what salons were back in the day and stuff like that. So that really excites me. So my question is this your and Brian's answer to reviving theater? I have a bunch of questions, so bear with me.
Awesome. I
So
love
is
answering
this
them.
your guys' way of kind of like reviving the love of theater?
For me, it's really just about connecting and creating space to play, because I'm not good at play. I'm very good at working. I'm very good at goals. I'm very good at achieving. I'm very achievement oriented. And a big thing that I'm missing is fun. I don't even know how. So working on that in therapy, but just, I didn't want to think too hard about it. I just wanted to connect, because I'm a collaborative person. I like some people. Brian tends to be more like, I'll write it and I'll direct it and I'll DP it and I'll just do all the things and then it'll be done and I won't have to worry about other people. And I get that. I'm not that person. I need other people. I will literally just like sit in a ball and curl up in a corner and be like, I don't know, unless I've got other people around. So I was like, I need people. So I was like, I'm going to invite some over and I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to talk about art and hopefully it'll turn into a thing. I need to be inspired and I need to be connected to people who are inspired and I need to have a community of artists around me because I've observed that usually, you know, you hear a name like Picasso and you're like, oh, Picasso. And you have this impression that he just sort of like popped out of nowhere and he just happened in history, but they don't. Most artists are surrounded by collectives. They're surrounded by other artists who are also driving and striving to achieve and to make and to push boundaries.
Yeah.
So I want that energy and
Nice.
that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Do you think that kind of art form and theater is dying?
I think there's an audience for everything.
Okay.
Especially now in the digital age, like you can find your audience. They might be far away. There might be 3 people in each of 2 countries around the world. It might be a small audience, but you can find an audience for everything. Theater is definitely going through a transition. COVID taught people that they didn't have to leave their houses. And theater really requires people to leave their houses.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of time. And I believe that in the theater community, there was a lot of burnout before COVID because part of what you do is you go to everybody else's shows
Yeah.
so that then they'll come to your show.
Right.
So you're spending your entire life and all of your money and time in this world. And then we learned we could sit at home and watch it on TV. And there's something to that, but I think there's also just something about live theater. There's something about being in the room with the vibes, about participating in the experience. The audience is absolutely an actor.
Yeah.
It is so different performing with an audience than performing in an empty room.
Yeah.
And I think that the audience has to feel that. I think I feel that as an audience member when a show is really connected to the audience. And there's something vital in that. But I think theater right now, I think like the commercial theaters, you've got your rent, you've got your electric bills, you've got all of these things that they have to pay. And I believe that artists should be paid and that crew members should be paid. And that's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's expensive. And so I find that a lot of the theaters nowadays are doing crowd pleaser shows that I don't want to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I haven't auditioned for a whole lot of theater because I don't want to do Clue for the 19th time this year.
Right.
You know, but I do want to like get people together and tell a story in a parking lot if that's what we have to do. You know, like I think that we'll find that again, especially as streaming services are now raising their prices and making it harder to share accounts and all that sort of stuff. I think that the market will sort of price its way back to theater
Yeah. Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
So did that answer the question?
It does. Yeah.
You are an intimacy coordinator?
I have started the training for that.
Training.
I have not done any work as an intimacy coordinator. I would love to. I think I'd be good at it. It's definitely something that's newer in the industry and super
I think you
important
would be
and
good at that,
growing. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure how to connect to the work,
What do you mean?
how to find the jobs.
Oh, well, what do you think the responsibilities of an intimacy coordinator is, and why do you think it's important?
Historically, actors have been, in a lot of ways, treated as props and objects in the director's vision. And we are here being raw and emotional and as human as a human being can be, and at the same time being dehumanized. And there are so many stories of people who had experiences on set that traumatized them and drove them away from the industry forever and things like that. And I think for an intimacy coordinator is that barrier that gives the actor the safe space where they can go to their deepest, most vulnerable emotional spaces and feel like they're protected, feel like there's someone who has their back, someone who will advocate for them. And it makes the director and whoever else sort of understand this is a human being that we are working with, and I may have a vision for a story that I want to tell, but I am telling it through a person who is affected. by that story that we're telling, and I have to respect that and maybe adapt, find another way to tell my story, you know. And I only see positive in that, particularly as someone who's been a trauma survivor outside of acting and then experienced horrific traumas inside acting as well. Having that respect for, yes, I see the vision that you want to tell, but going there affects me. And we can go there if you can hold my hand, if you can give me the space and time that I need to do it in a way that feels safe, to develop the techniques. Like when I was doing Bad Seed and I'm doing this nervous breakdown and then I have to come out 2 minutes later and bow, you know, like having that tool set. What I did for myself in that space was create like physical things. Like when I'm here, I'm a mess and I'm crying, and then I step into the wings and I stretch and I do this and I find my center and I breathe and now I'm clean again. Just having something like that, and an actor might not come in knowing like, oh, I can do that. So having someone who can coach them through that, helping them find the ways, I think that will enable us to tell more powerful stories without hurting people. And then I hope that will affect, because so much historically of Hollywood has involved all these stories about these wild, crazy actors who do these crazy things. Maybe they're going through some stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Trying to cope.
Right.
Yeah, but then those people are glorified and other people are reading People magazine or whatever and being like, well, I want to be a Kardashian. And yeah.
So would an intimacy coach also have the responsibility of like how to coordinate actual intimate acts on screen too, on set?
Yeah, not just intimate acts. Like, yes, you got a sex scene, you got a kissing scene, things like that. But even if you're dealing with, say, sensitive issues, maybe you're talking about something that's racially charged. Maybe you're dealing with a child. Maybe, whatever the circumstances are where we're dealing with something that's vulnerable, something that's sensitive, something that may be uncomfortable. Just making sure that there is safety.
How do you think we talked about your younger self earlier, right, and how you should protect it or whatever, but in this case, how do you think your younger self, that 5-year-old that was going for acting, that 10-year-old that was going for acting, would feel about you now as an adult continuing to go for your craft and work at it?
Yeah.
Like, how do you think they would feel? What do you think they would say to keep you going?
I think they're sad about the time lost, about how much time we spent not doing it. At the same time, I think they're just so proud and thrilled that we're here, that we are doing it, that it is something that's just bone deep and baked in. Like I've come up against, like when I started at Playhouse West, one of my big questions was like, do I have it? And I was prepared for the answer to be no. And about 5 months in, I thought the answer was no, and I almost quit. And then I had some breakthroughs, and by the time I stopped classes, I feel an ownership of identity as an actor. Whether or not I ever achieve anybody and anybody ever sees my name or, I'm ever known or anything like that, like I hold that identity. And that means so much to my younger self. It feels like self-actualization, which is so much more than coming home. It's arriving. I don't know if you're familiar, there's an Irish word, and I can't remember what it is, but it's longing for a home you've never been to. And that's what this feels like. It feels like coming home to something where I knew that I would fit and belong, even though I hadn't been there. And now I'm there, and it just clicks, and it feels so right when I'm doing it. And there are times when I don't have enough money, and it's like, well, I could go get, why don't I just get some Monday to Friday, 40-hour-a-week job? Because I can't, because I need the time to do this, even if I, quote unquote, fail at it, even if I'm never a success. It's just the food that I need to eat to live.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Whoa.
Wow.
We're down to the last question, Kat. So, what does success in acting or your craft look like to you?
This is a question I'm sort of still in the process of answering. I definitely hit a point, like cross a threshold where like it's not money. As much as like, I mean, we all love money and we all love recognition and stuff like that. I would rather I would rather be like in some country you've never heard of making a film about sex trafficking for no money than be like Flo from Progressive. I mean, she must be very happy. She looks comfortable. But if that's her definition of success, more power to her. You're rocking it. But for me, I very much, meaning in life matters to me a lot, and not just for myself, but to be improving the world. So for me, my goal as an artist, whether it happens as an actor or a writer, or if I end up a public speaker or whatever I end up expressing myself through, my goal is to, I really see art, the history of humanity as a great conversation that we're having. And, you know, you make a piece of art to add something to that conversation. And for me, I want to make art that I want to put my hand on the steering wheel of humanity and the direction that we're going in the future, and just at least be able to tug it towards kindness, towards compassion, towards the vision of what I see as a good world, and to try to make the world a better place by planting seeds of ideas through my voice.
And if they can do it with diamond commercials, you can definitely do it with your art.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope so.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, that's not our last question. Our last question comes from our last guest,
Oh, yes.
and this is it for you.
From Tierney.
What is something that brings you comfort? Chocolate. Sleep. Blankets. I love blankets. But yeah, and those things, those tactile things, but for me long term, like existentially, purpose. Purpose meaning connection, feeling like I am leaving the world a better place than I found it. Gives me comfort knowing that I'm doing my best. You know, all those things that we've talked about, just I can rest easy at night even when I didn't get the role, if I know that I tried, that I learned, finding the lesson. Yeah, and other people. Brian, I get a lot of comfort from Brian. He's really good at that.
Aw, Brian. Hi, Brian. Shout out, Brian.
I have to say, you're a very good person. I'm so glad that I have the privilege of meeting you and getting to know you.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll second that.
And I
Yeah.
don't say that just because you're in front of me, but
No, we
various
talk about you all the time,
episodes,
actually, on here. Yeah.
Your name comes up, and it's always a good remark from you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a thing that gives me comfort, because yeah, even if I don't experience success myself, if I seeing other people feeling empowered, feeling improved, feeling like their lives are better, feeling hope, and seeing all of those things because of just some random nugget that I tossed off in conversation, like
Yeah.
Yep.
that's a reason to be here.
Password is the name of the game. And so, who wants to go first? You want to have Kat guess first?
Sure.
Okay, and then I guess I'll have you guess first. So,
Oh, okay.
we'll open it up, and
This is, we have to do from different piles
well, why did I separate the piles? I don't know.
for each team. Oh, okay.
Yeah, for each team. So when we're done with these, then we'll rotate, and then you'll ask. I'll have to guess you.
Okay.
And then Kat would have to have Michael guess
Okay.
when we're done with this pile.
Okay.
Okay. So all right. So you have to have
So he knows the word that I'm trying to guess,
Yes,
and he can give me one word
Yeah,
to clue
to
me
get
to try
it.
to guess it.
Just one word.
yes.
One word.
One word. Password, I guess. You know, yeah. Okay, I get it. Okay. Ugh.
But then we can still, because you'll hear the clue.
Wait a minute, but you wrote all of these. Don't you know them
my
all?
memory is shot. I don't remember what's in here. I promise you. I
We'll see
promise
how
I
that
don't
goes.
remember what's in here.
You can use as many nonverbal things as you want.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Ooh, Cat. The workaround. Love it.
Okay. I don't think I have anything to give you that will make you guess this on the first try.
Okay.
So,
So we'll just start the volley.
yep.
Okay.
Pilot.
Flight.
Okay. Buddy.
Oh, see, she knows what the word is. She
I
didn't
know,
look.
'cause
Wait.
said
She
cheetah.
remembers.
So,
No questions.
Am I?
Answer the question.
Well, no. Is it this word or
Yes,
this?
so we have the same word, right? So he gave Kat
She understands.
pilot,
She's
right?
just cheating.
He gave her. He
So
gave
pilot
Kat,
is also a hint for you.
So pilot
Oh,
is
okay.
also a hint for you.
Okay.
So remember pilot,
Right.
and now I'm saying buddy.
And now you're saying buddy.
Yes.
Flight attendant.
And that's 2 words, by the way.
Oh.
But
Well-
it's over
So go ahead, give me an. Oh, is it?
for her. But
Oh.
it's back to us. Now remember what they said. Buddy. Pilot, buddy. Second.
Co-pilot.
Damn!
But you said the word.
No,
like
you
how
can say it's not.
you can say a part of the word.
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
co-pilot.
The
That
word
was
is
a different
co-pilot.
word.
Okay, got
So-
you.
All right.
Okay, cool. All right.
Am I doing it again?
Yes, we're gonna do this pile, and then when this pile is over, we'll switch.
Okay.
That's why I separated.
And
into
then
two.
Okay.
and then we get to the other pile. You guys will start.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
guess your
What
word
I
and-
say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Ramen.
Noodle.
damn.
Nice.
You're on fire. I told you you're going to lose.
Well, it's all right. You can't win them all.
Why'd you make these little fancy envelopes?
Because I didn't know what else to put them in to not separate. Oh, okay.
Oh, you have 2 copies.
Yeah.
Of the word. Oh, now I understand.
Damn, this is rough. I could do nonverbals, right? No.
No, you can't.
Oh.
Ah, Michael.
Justice.
Scales.
This is the person you like.
He just gave me the information I needed to win.
It's true.
No, that's cheating. Because if he didn't do his hands like this, you wouldn't have known, would you?
Eventually, maybe.
Well,
It would have
Justin.
taken a couple more turns. Yeah.
No, nonverbal.
But if there hadn't been, if he had just done this, I would have gone with balance.
Mm.
Oh, I can almost see.
I'm going to take a leap of faith here.
God, I
Joey.
hope I catch it. Did you say jelly?
Joey.
Joey. Kangaroo.
Wow.
Are we even playing at this
We
point?
are not. It's not even a
Did y'all even know Joey's a kangaroo?
game. No.
Kangaroo jack, right?
Yeah, but that's what they call it
The
in
babies.
Australia.
Oh.
Yeah, no idea.
Sorry.
See, I got the right partner. Come on and get this
Sorry.
whooping. You looked at it because you.
You could have been on my team, but you. Sarah.
That's my friend. I'm going down with my friend.
Captain.
Hook.
She said no nonverbal.
Who said?
She said no nonverbals.
I didn't do a non.
Yes, you did. I saw the hook. I saw the
What are
hook.
you talking about? I just.
I saw it. As soon as you said Kathryn,
I
I
have a
saw you put
cramp.
the hook on. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I saw it. I saw it happen.
I knew what Y'all just hating.
This is okay.
Yeah.
Is that all of them?
Yeah.
Did we? Oh, we swept.
Yeah, you guys won.
How much? We didn't even get any.
Yeah, no, we didn't get any.
Well, you still got. You now you have an equal size stack where you get to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Are you ready for this?
Damn. This is hard. Wine.
Wine? Like drinking wine?
Like drinking wine.
Grape.
Yes.
Is
Did
it?
it? No, it was grape.
I almost feel like you guys need to switch and you be the clue giver because you have all of these up
No,
there.
I don't. I promise I don't remember. I promise I don't remember.
Promises she doesn't
I
remember.
promise I don't remember.
We'll see.
Are you
got
familiar
one more
with? There's a
chance.
phrase I forget what it is, but it references when you plagiarize something accidentally because you like say you read a book and you
yeah,
don't remember
subconsciously.
that you read it,
Yeah.
and so you're like writing something and you're like, oh, this is a really great idea,
Yeah.
and then you don't remember that you actually read it somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's called Salumi Denu disorder.
Oh, hell.
Uh-oh.
Whoop.
Whose phone is doing what?
Why at this time?
I could get someone to guess this in 2 words.
Really? I am struggling. White?
White?
Ugh, I don't know. I'm sorry, partner. I'm sorry.
T-shirt? Okay. All right. I don't know. That's the first thing that came to my head. T-shirt. Okay.
Okay, 1 word.
Okay. I'll listen.
Now, if I would have also done this or something, that's what I should have done. I should have given you a nonverbal.
All right. I think I know. Okay. Let's see if they get it.
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
And white has something to do with it?
Yeah, this is a tricky one.
It is.
Is it
It's
Dove?
yes.
Dove?
Yes, it
Okay. And your first.
Because I went like this.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, that's why. That's what I should have done for you.
Yeah.
Because he didn't gave how many nonverbals?
1.
No, you didn't. No, you
All I
didn't.
did was a scale.
No,
The
you
other one
didn't.
was
And then
crap.
you did the hook. And for the Joey, you put your hands in your.
My
in
hands
your-
were cold.
No, they weren't.
Let him live.
Oh, I saw it all. I saw it all. Oh. Damn. If I could say more than one word. Can I do a nonverbal?
Try it. Let's see.
Drink.
Well, what was the word?
Drink.
Drink. She drank.
I drank.
Y'all still losing me.
I mean, yeah, but it's okay.
Well, I mean, Kat didn't even get to say anything, so we're probably beating you guys on this side too.
No, we won one of yours.
Oh,
Yeah, we didn't win one of theirs, but they only won because I went.
Yeah.
That was my fault. I
Okay.
shouldn't have done it.
that's all right.
Okay, gosh. Water. Oh.
That feels like they're cheating.
Yeah, see, exactly. Yeah, just like
okay.
justice
But when you
All
were
of
doing
this.
it,
felt like you were cheating
Because
too.
honestly, I was gonna go fire.
You know?
I would have went holes. Yeah. Or water. I don't know. That would've been hard.
You see why we didn't want you to do the nonverbal?
Okay, so don't do a nonverbal.
No. Oh. Salome.
I'm sorry. I was up until 4 this morning.
You were doing it this morning.
No. Well, I gotta tell you the story about what happened this morning, Dara. It was hilarious. You too, Kat. I'll tell you the story.
I wish I knew more about the Bible because I could probably just say someone's name,
So
right?
it's about the Bible.
No.
I feel like I used to know my Bible too well. And that was where I started going. Like,
Yeah, right? Oh, come on. Sheep?
Shepherd.
Yes.
see, she knows. She's got them in her head.
Switch.
But when
that's it.
No, that's it.
Y'all cheated.
shepherds.
Oh,
And
shepherds.
and then you mentioned the Bible, and then that made a reference to sheep. Everybody knows that when shepherd.
Are you mad? You guys still won.
All right, you won.
But I wanted to.
Win gracefully, okay?
I get to sing you happy birthday.
Yes! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear cat. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Yay!
How do you feel about your birthday?
Oh, I'm here to eat.
I feel like I've had enough of them. Like, we don't need to count anymore. At the same time, I hope to have many, many, many more. It would be great if I could keep having birthdays without having to have my skin change.
Yeah, I wish.
It would be great to have birthdays without going, well, there's a whole bracket of roles I'll never play.
Oh, I know.
And things like that. But, I don't know. Birthdays are a little weird. My family, like, I threw my own sweet 16. My parents forgot it. They actually put my cat to sleep on my 16th birthday while I was at work.
Oh,
Yeah. You know, birthdays are, but at the same time, I'm very, like, sciencey based. I'm very spiritual too, but I'm very, like, atheist and blah, and I'm not, like, into astrology, but I'm also very Pisces. So there's something to that. So, I don't know. So birthdays, I don't know. It's weird. I'm not good. As much as, like, I'm an actor and I don't feel secure unless people are paying attention to me and validating me, I also feel very uncomfortable when people are paying attention to me and validating me. Like, I need to reflect it back and stuff like that. So I don't know. Birthdays are good, both practice for being like, okay, I'm allowed to be the center of attention for a reason. And I don't know. Like, right now, like I know that I'm ignoring my phone and Facebook because there's all of these messages from people saying happy birthday. And it's one of those, like, weird mixed spaces where it's like, ugh, I don't want to deal with that. It's so much. But if they didn't,
Yeah.
It would feel
right.
worse.
It would feel,
yeah,
yeah.
I'd be all like, where are they?
Yeah, I know.
So-
It is a weird thing.
I don't know.
I
Birthdays
do
are
the same thing.
complicated.
Our
do it.
last segment is words of inspiration to our viewers and listeners.
Oh, that's so much pressure.
Shouldn't
Like, I
be
hope I
much.
said some inspiring things already.
You
Now want me to
have,
say something,
for
like,
sure.
on purpose inspiring?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking a lot and sort of, like, I wasn't sure how this conversation would go and things like that. And I was thinking a lot on the way here, starting yesterday, not just on the bus, about, as an artist, I very much see myself, each of us, as we are the piece of art, the medium of the art, and the creator of the art. So we are the image on the painting, the paints, and the painter.
Yeah.
And that's as an actor, but that's also just as a human being living your life. Like, your life is a piece of art. And there are times when I sit there and I look at castings and I'm like, oh, if I were more like this, I could get that role. And if I were more like that, I could get that role. And stuff like that. And then I go through and I submit for all of these roles that I think I want. And then you sift through and you find the ones you really want, the ones that matter, the ones that you care about, the ones that hurt to not get, the ones that you fight for, that are worth fighting for, the ones that you'll contemplate sleeping in a bus terminal for a week to be able to do, you know? And then the ones that you're like, I don't want to inconvenience myself for that. And in that process, which is a very intuitive, individual process, we sculpt the artist that we become. We sculpt our brand, we sculpt our life. And it's just so important to me at this point in my life, having lived so much of my life dishonestly for other people, to please other people, and now being in a place where I'm trying to become myself and be the author of my own life and be an amazing work of art that that author creates. To just like take that power, let go of whatever baggage you have of expectations from other people about what you're supposed to be or about what success looks like, and just trust that voice that tells you, I want this, I don't want that, I really want this, and I didn't get it this time, but that means that I'm going to go work to become the person who gets that next time. And let yourself have a couple days to be depressed and to feel bad and to grieve the loss. I didn't get it, but then go, I really wanted that, and it might not be tomorrow, but that opportunity will come around again, and next time I'm going to be ready.
Phenomenal.
Awesome.
Awesome.
There you go.
I
Very
never
good.
doubt it.
Right?
Well, that is
That's
our
it.
show,
Thank you for listening.
Yes. Keep creating.
and we'll see you next time.
All right.
Come on, can you hit it?
This one.
Yep.